Moving on to the next question. Viruddh Ahara. The previous session we have studied about Ahara. Now another concept. When it is in par with Desha as to where a person is residing, Kala, Prakriti and Vaya. Desha, Kala, Prakriti and Vaya. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
You're audible.
In Ayurveda, food is considered as the fuel for the maintenance of Agni. See, this is very important. When Agni is Dipta, we need to provide food. When Agni is Manda, we should not provide much of food. Only as per Agni, we have to provide Ahara to the Sharira. If used in directed manner, it helps to increase. If we use it in a wholesome manner, it will help to increase Bala, Varna and Oja. Bala is the strength of an individual, give good complexion to the body. Oja is another concept wherein you can take it as immunity. So having good strength, immunity and complexion is directly proportional to having wholesome diet as per Agni, Desha, Kala, Prakriti and Vaya. If we take unwholesome food, then instead of we having good strength, immunity and complexion, we will have deleterious effects on the body. Now, Acharya Charaka, okay, yeah, here. Which are the Bruhatray's three major texts of Ayurveda?
Charaka
Ashtangridayam,
Samhita,
Charak Samhita, and Shushurat.
Sushruta.
Yeah, very good. Acharya Charaka Samhita, Acharya Sushruta Samhita, Bhagavatas, Ashtanga Hridaya. Good. So, Acharya
Ashtangridayam.
Charaka and other commentators have elaborately explained Viruddha Ahara. So, in the current situation, we come across many foods, especially in restaurants, come under the label of Viruddha Ahara. Okay. Now, when we have this combinations of Viruddha Aharas, there is a change in the taste, there is a change in the potency of the substance, and hence they have the deleterious effects on the body. Let us see what it is. Viruddha literally means contrast or opposition in particular. Viruddha means opposite. Viruddha means opposite. The food which is wrong in combination. The food which is wrong in combination, which has undergone wrong processing, consumed in incorrect dose, and or consumed in incorrect time of the day and in wrong season can be termed as Viruddha Ahara. See, Viruddha Ahara is one which is done by processing it in a wrong manner. We saw Prakriti Karana. Karana is nothing but processing. By processing it in wrong manner, consumed in incorrect dose. When Agni is Manda, if you are taking more quantity of Ahara, then it becomes Viruddha, leading to Ama. Consumed in incorrect time of the day, at night having curd or having refrigerated foods at night, and in wrong season, in winter season having cold, okay, can be termed as Viruddha Ahara. Those substances, another definition, which aggravate doshas but cannot eliminate them or pacify to their normal status, and also contradicts with doshas, dhatus, it remains inside the body, are termed as Viruddha Ahara. Another definition, those substances which aggravate the doshas. Now, on consuming this unwholesome food, it aggravates the doshas. That means it vitiates the vata, pitta, and kapha, but it will not eliminate the vitiated dosha out. See, we are doing panchakarma procedures to eliminate the doshas out of the body. We are doing Vamana, Virechana, Nastya, Basti, and Rakta Mokshana to eliminate the doshas out of the body. Okay, so but cannot eliminate them. There is aggravation, there is vitiation of doshas, but it is not to such an extent that it can be expelled out of the body. Okay, or pacified to their normal state. It cannot be expelled out, nor it comes back to normalcy. Okay, and it affects the doshas and dhatus and remains in the body is termed as Viruddha Ahara. Some unwholesome food is being consumed. This whole unwholesome food has vitiated the doshas in the body and it is not eliminated out. Okay, it has not eliminated out nor come back to normalcy. And hence, in this state of vitiation, it affects the other dhatus and it creates disorders, it creates diseases. The food combination of certain type of food may have opposite properties, opposite activities on the dhatus, produces some unwanted effect on the body when processed in a particular form, may cause undesirable effects when combined in certain proportion, may exhibit unwanted effect if consumed at wrong time, may show effects like food poisoning, etc. Okay, so we, according to Acharya Charaka, we come across 18 types of Viruddha Ahara. So we will be seeing each of these Aharas, Viruddha Aharas, one by one. We have come across this example in case of Ahara concept. Desha Viruddha. So Desha refers to the geographical condition. Desha refers to the geographical condition. Okay. The food items having similar properties to that of Desha is called as Desha Viruddha. Now, in Rajasthan, Rajasthan is basically dry. Rajasthan is basically dry. Okay. And if you are taking alcohols, then you are going to be labeled under the concept of Viruddha Ahara. The thing is, consumption of alcohol in deserts is further going to cause vata prakopa in the body, is further going to cause vata prakopa in the body. Next, in cases when you're there, when you're staying in marshy lands or cold places where there is too much of water and too much of greenery, in that place, taking too much of foods which are shita, which are unctus, like taking cool milkshakes and juices. There again, you are going to harm your body. You are going to harm your body. So, if in Rajasthan, if you are taking milk, if you are taking ghee, that is acceptable. But if you are taking drinks which are ruksha, then it is going to cause an harm to the body. It's going to cause an harm to the body. Clear?
जी ma'am.
Very interesting.
Kala Viruddha, consuming food items having similar properties to that of Kala. Same here. When we consumed some items, some foods which are having similar properties to that of the geographical condition, it is called as Viruddha Desha. If we consume ahara, if we consume food substances which are having similar properties to that of the Kala. Now, we can see here poster, it is raining and they are chewing on ice creams or they are relishing the ice cream. Ice cream is also cold, and in winter season, or sorry, in rainy season having cold, it will lead to upper respiratory tract infections. It will lead to upper respiratory tract infections. Next, when you are experiencing the extreme summer, or heat, during that time, if you eat spicy pav bhaji masala or misal pav, okay, if you are not aware of what is pav bhaji, anything, if you are eating foods that are spicy, then it is again against the Kala. It is against the Kala. Okay, Kala Viruddha. Yes. So in if it should not be labeled as Viruddha Ahara, then one has to take this Ahara. One has to take this Ahara in Grishma Rutu or in summer season. If you were taking Madhura Rasa Ahara, okay, then if you were taking Shita Ahara and Laghu Ahara and Pani Ahara, drinkables, then it was correct. But in Hemanta Rutu already it is cold. In that season, If you are eating something which is like pav bhaji, you are eating in Hemant Ritu, it was acceptable. But if you are eating something like ice cream, then it is Viruddha Ahara there. Clear? Agni Viruddha. We came across 4 types of Agni. See, Agni can be simply understood as for commoners as the digestive capacity. So, Mrudu, Madhyama, Tikshna, and Vishamagni. We have 4 types of Agni: Mrudu, Madhyama, Tikshna, and Vishama Agni. So, Mrudu Agni person should eat 1 chapati. Madhyama Agni should eat 2. Tikshna Agni will eat 3 to 4. Vishama Agni will eat chapati or may not eat chapati. So, in Mrudu Agni person, if you are giving 4 chapatis, then it is Agni Viruddha. Then it is Agni Viruddha. Madhyama, if you are giving him 4, then it is Agni Viruddha. Again in Madhyama, if you give 1, it is Agni Viruddha. In Tikshna Agni, he can digest much more. But if you're just offering him 1 chapati, then again it is Agni Viruddha. In Tikshna Agni, there's already Dipta Agni. The digestive capacity is increased. You are having very good hunger. Just offering you 1 chapati, you are not able to kindle the hunger. So that is Agni Viruddha. Next, again, in a person who is having Tikshna Agni, whose appetite is very good, if you are giving him something like a popcorn, will it fill his stomach? No. You have to give something which is heavy to digest, which is unctus. So, giving heavy to digest and unctus food in a person with Tikshna Agni or Dipta Agni is proper, but giving him 1 chapati or foods which are dry, foods which are light and in less quantity is Agni Viruddha. Next, a person is having Mrudu Agni. There you are giving him heavy foods and excess food. Then that is going to cause an abnormality in that individual's Agni. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Based on one's
Yes.
Agni, Ahara has to be given. Yes, we came across this. There are some food items which act as Viruddha Ahara when mixed in equal proportions. So, equal proportions of cow ghee and honey in equal quantities is going to act as Viruddha Ahara. One reason may be this is just an hypothesis, it's not proved. Honey is basically having sugars and ghee is having all lipids. So, the media for digestion of these two are different. The media for digestion of these is different. Okay, we need lipase for this and we need certain enzymes for this. So it may cause an abnormality in the GI is one hypothesis. Satmya Viruddha. Yes. Satmya is very important. Yeah. Last time Reji told me about a concept of I don't know, I cannot pronounce what he said. That the persons who ruled South Africa, they gave that food to the people over there and they have been eating it. It's undernourished.
Yes, pap.
Yeah,
It's
pup. So,
yeah, it's
oh,
made of mealy meal. Yeah.
It's mealy meal. Yes.
made of, sorry, what is it made of?
Mealy meal from the maize.
Okay, it's made of some maize. Okay. Now, Satmya is, now see, though it's not going to have any nutritional impact, but people, they have been eating that since centuries. So their body is accustomed to it. Their body is accustomed to eating it. So that accustomation, what a body
Losing sound.
is Satmya
Can't
Viruddha.
hear you, ma'am. Can't hear you.
Okay, okay. Now am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Please repeat.
Yeah, Satmya Viruddha is wherein you were not eating it before, but once you have started eating it over a period of time, your body gets adjusted to it. Your body gets adjusted to it, then that becomes Satmya Viruddha. So now here example is Chinese food by Indians. Okay. See, Indians are basically having their they have their own particular set of diet. But of late, what is happening? Since because of the multi-cuisine restaurants flaring up everywhere, we Indians are eating Chinese foods. Okay. And now, or even our simple Maggie, I think all of you may be aware. We were not accustomed to eating Maggie, but since we have been eating it since ages, our body has adjusted to it. Our body has adjusted to that particular change. So that is called as Satmya Viruddha. We were not accustomed to something. We have adopted it, and now our body is adjusted to that particular thing. Is Satmya Viruddha. Any questions here?
Yes, doctor. If that person's body is adjusted to it, that means from the digestion point of view, they can much more accommodate that digestion process. But what about the nutritional values of that food itself?
No. See, if the substance what you're eating has no nutritional value, it will not be imparted. It will not be imparted. See, that is the inherent nature. We studied something called as Prakriti in Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana. We studied something called as Prakriti. That is the inherent nature what that particular food substance has. Now, a food substance X does not have nutritional value, and you're eating it, you will not get nutritional value. See, when I'm eating soaked almonds, okay, so whatever properties almonds has, okay, I am getting those properties. If almonds don't have the properties, how will I impart? How will I get it? No, because it is not there. Prakriti of that almonds itself is not having nourishing capacity. Then how will, after I consume, I will get nourishment out of it? Only if something is present. See, only if I have knowledge, I can impart to you. If I don't have knowledge, how will I impart to you?
Okay.
Yeah, dosha viruddha, very important. See, dosha viruddha is vata, pitta, and kapha are three doshas, right? So, vata, pitta, and kapha are three doshas. We studied about shadrasas. Please, can all of you together or anyone can tell me which are the shadrasas?
Sweet, sour, bitter, astringent, salty. Something. What else left?
Pungent.
Estrogen.
Astringent, pungent, yes.
See, we know sweet, sour, and salt. These three rasas pacify vata dosha. Pacify vata dosha. When we are in a state of vata aggravated, vata increased condition in the body, then the right food at that time is taking sweet, sour, and salt. Yes, that is the food one is supposed to take. Vata dosha is aggravated in the body. At that time, you are taking sweet, sour, and salt foods. Then that is going to decrease the increased vata dosha in the body. Okay, that is good. But if you are taking bitter, astringent, and pungent at that particular time, then you are going to further increase the aggravated doshas. You are going to further increase the increased vata dosha. If you do that, or if you are taking pungent, astringent, and bitter taste, then you are going to cause vata prakopa. Then that comes under the label of dosha viruddha. Dosha viruddha. Yeah. Next, pitta dosha. Talking about pitta dosha. Pitta dosha is classified by sweet, bitter, and astringent. Pitta dosha is classified by sweet, bitter, and astringent. But instead of taking these three, already in a case of pitta vruddhi, where there is increased state of pitta, if I take the other three rasas, then I'm going to further increase the aggravated pitta dosha. That again comes under the dosha viruddha. Dosha viruddha. Okay. Next, samskara viruddha. Samskara viruddha. So here we are all using oils for frying, etc. If we are going to use the same heated oil again, once you have cooked, fried something in the oil remains, it cools again. If you are going to reheat the oil and use, then that comes under Samskara Viruddha. Samskara Viruddha. Virya Viruddha. Consuming food items having opposite virya at the same time termed as Virya Viruddha. See, always whenever we get patients of skin at our OPD, we ask them whether they are vegetarians or non-vegetarians. If they are non-vegetarians, we ask them, is your food followed by milk and its derivatives? Milk and its derivatives. So fish is basically Ushna Virya. And if you are taking, it may not be exactly your frying fish in milk or something. After you are eating fish, if you are following your food by a curd rice or anything which is made up of curd or milk or paneer, etc., then that comes under Virya Viruddha. Why? Because fish is Ushna Virya and milk is Shita Virya. Milk is Shita Virya. Then we ask them to stop the habit of consuming sweets of milk or milk and its derivatives during consumption of non-veg. Now, question arises, doctor, after eating fish, then I should not drink milk, or how long should I drink? After, see, one always, when such things are there, after you have taken fish, assuming you have eaten a fish fry or anything, any sort of fish, after it has digested, then you can take milk and its derivatives. Then you can take milk and its derivatives. After, basically, if it's a heavy meal, it takes up to 3 hours to digest or 4 hours. Post that 3 or 4 hours, you can go for consumption of milk. You can go for consumption of milk. Any questions here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Can I come
Even
in?
Yeah,
sorry, sorry, Honorita, please.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know like this process of cooking meat. They marinate the
Exactly, I
meat
was
in yogurt or curd.
yogurt.
So that is also Viruddha Ahara.
yes, yes, yes. Every time I post this slide, I get the same question here. For marinating, curd is used. Yes, that's not
So it,
acceptable.
yes, okay.
Many a times I have this question. Yeah, correct. So every time, whenever I post this slide, I get this question. It's not advisable. It's not advisable.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Krama Viruddha, very important. Krama Viruddha is, see, whenever we go to restaurants or at home, why should we start our food with soups? Just tell me that. First question is it good to start our meals, especially for lunch or dinner? Is it good to start our meals with soup?
Depending on the value of the soup itself, what's mixed in the soup for from a digestional nutritional value, then it's fine. Otherwise, you will make the acid in your stomach very liquid. That means you'll reduce the effectiveness, efficacy of the digestive system.
Very good, very
Or
good. Yes,
or
somebody
it could be
wants to
used as an appetizer to
very
increase the
yeah,
Agni.
very good. Both of you are correct. Yes, superb. So here it's very correct. We are using it as an appetizer. So if when you are having already good appetite, when you have reached the restaurant or when you have reached your dining table being very hungry, don't use appetizers there. Start your food with the sweet or some other taste instead of going with something with a what you call pungent and astringent. So you are supposed to start your meal. If you are using appetizers, that means you're if you're using appetizers when you are not having appetite, then it is correct. It is not krama viruddha. But when you're already having appetite, you're going to start your meal with a soup or with an appetizer, then it is krama viruddha. Eating or drinking soup when you're having a very good appetite is krama viruddha. But eating or drinking sweets is good is not krama viruddha when you're having good appetite. When you're having good appetite. So here an example. You have eaten a sumptuous meal And again, you go on eating for sweets. Especially we find this in restaurants where even we go for buffets, wherein we go for buffet lunch or buffet dinner. So there are lots of sweets. The thing is, when we are just tasting one spoon of each, and then seeing sweets, we cannot resist and we go on eating. Okay, we are eating that once in a while, it's okay. But if it's done twice or thrice in a week, then sure you will suffer from loss of appetite or GI issues. Or GI issues. Okay, so Krama Viruddha. Krama Viruddha. Start your food with sweet if you are having very good appetite. If you are not having very good appetite, then start your food with appetizers. Okay, so this does not comes under Viruddha Ahara. Having good appetite and starting your meal with appetizers is Krama Viruddha. Is
Doctor,
Appetizer
now
actually, how the soup will be appetizer? Because once you take the soup, your stomach is half full almost. If you take a bowl of one third is full, then you cannot take more food.
So who is telling you to take one bowl? Take it less. And see, basically you are taking so basically you should understand the intention. You should understand the intention. If you are going to go, if you feel less than half a bowl is going to kindle your appetite, only take that much. But even in restaurants, we are not. I mean, we are not forced to take one full bowl. We can share it also 2 by 3.
That way.
doctor,
Yeah.
if you have to have your sweets first, wouldn't that absorb? Now your stomach is hungry, then obviously it's ready to receive anything into your stomach. Then it's going to receive the sugar into your stomach very, very rapidly. The effectiveness of that, would it be a problem?
No, not necessary. See, again, when we talk here, no, quantity matters. When I say eat sweets, doesn't mean you're eating 10 sweets. Whenever we are that happens in restaurants. You are having wide variety ranges you're being exposed to. But at home, if you're starting it with sweet, it's hardly 1 or 2 sweets. Sweet dishes, like it may be simple, one rasgulla or half a cup of basundi, anything like that. Quantity matters.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately after that, if you're having your main course, so it is actually one meal. You're not
Yeah.
giving a break in between. So
Not
that
an
should
issue.
not matter.
It will not matter. You're eating one bundi laddu, you're eating one gulab jamun, you're eating one rasmalai, or maximum 2 gulab jamuns. If the size is big, 2 gulab jamuns, one rasmalai. I think that should not cause any harm.
Now, but things like gulab jam and so on, the sugar in it is very, very high content.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe because our Agni is high, so
Yeah,
maybe it will be digested properly.
yeah. It will be surely. Next, coming to Koshta Viruddha. Very important for your near and dear ones and for yourself. Food items without proper knowledge of individual Koshta is termed as Koshta Viruddha. Now, we have people who are facing difficulty in passing of stools, who are facing difficulty in evacuation of the bowel. In them, if they eat ruksha ahara, if they eat dry foods, like in North Karnataka, it is the dry rotis, or if they go for something like khakra, tepla in Gujarat, or anything that is not unctus, then that will further constipate the bowel. That will further constipate the bowel, wherein the patient has to strain at the commode, knowing that you are a person with Krura Koshta, wherein that means you are passing your stool once in 2 days, then you have to modify your diet with something like a milk and ghee or a laxative, which will help in proper movement of your GI and help in evacuation. So a person who is having constipation, a person who is constipated, if he takes dry foods and ununctus foods, then he will suffer from constipation much more. Condition will be worsened. Then that is Koshta Viruddha. But knowing that you are a person with a constipated bowel, if you shift your food lifestyle to something which is going to relieve constipation, then that is not called as Koshta Viruddha. Koshta Viruddha. Any questions here?
Yes, doctor. Now you recommend like the ghee with milk. Now, obviously, it has oils, so to assist with evacuation as well of solid stools, that will be helpful.
Yeah, see, one thing is it will moisten the stool. The other thing is it will increase the gastric motility. It will
Hmm.
moisten and it will increase the gastric motility. Whenever we are giving laxatives, what are they doing? They are increasing the gastric motility or the large intestine motility. They are increasing. So once the large intestine motility is increased, it will help in expelling it out of the body via the rectum.
Yeah. Mm, mm. Yeah. So it's vitally important while someone's suffering with constipation is the types of food. You got to reduce the dryness of food when you are doing
Mm,
it. So it will be helpful to use things like butter, ghee, and those kind of things when you have those problems.
yes, advisable. Very much. Okay. When you're using butter, milk, and ghee, another thing is all these should be hot. All these should be hot. When you're using ghee, it should be in liquid form. When you're taking milk, it should be hot. When you're taking butter, it should be liquefied.
Mm, mm, mm.
Have better results. Will have better results.
Now, with the milk, to make the milk hot, uh, to what extent we must make it hot so that it doesn't lose its nutritional value? As for ghee and butter, it has a very high flame rate, so it accepts anything that's very high heat. But with milk,
No, see, milk is for our gastric motility to increase. If it is even lukewarm, or if your the temperature is as much as like tea or coffee, wherein your mucosa can bear it, that much is acceptable.
okay, okay.
Avastha Viruddha. Avastha Viruddha, we may not be coming across this in day-to-day days amongst our near and dear ones. Yes, a person who is doing excessive physical work, a person who is doing excessive physical work. If see, uh, when he is doing excessive physical work, obviously his appetite will be good, and he has to take foods that are nourishing to his body. What will he do? He will take ahara, or he will do all the laborious work. A porter will do the laborious work, and at the end of the day, he will spend his food, he will spend his money on alcohol and sleep. Okay, so this will soon take away his life because he has to spend on like butter, milk, and ghee, or minimum foods which are going to nourish his body. He doesn't do that, then it will take away his life.
Mm.
Okay, clear?
So
Yes.
it has a really double whammy on a person's system itself.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Parihara Viruddha. Consuming cold food items after hot and spicy food is Parihara Viruddha. Okay, so when you have taken hot and spicy, suddenly don't switch on to something which is cold. Okay, something which is cold. It comes up to any foods. Like suddenly taking hot and suddenly taking cool is not advisable. Paka Viruddha. Food which is not properly cooked, that is uncooked or partly cooked or partly burnt or overcooked is Paka Viruddha. Taking half fried eggs or anything, simply the rice which is half cooked, simply the rice which is half cooked, or simply the rice which is overcooked, simply the food which is burned while cooking. All those foods are Paka Viruddha. So, yes, half cooked will cause indigestion, overcooked may not be tasty for you, and also it would have lost its nutritional value because of being heated at that level. Burnt, yes, there is change in the properties, hence it's not advisable to eat.
Doctor, burnt food
Upachar.
has a lot of carbon. Burnt food
Okay.
would carry a lot of carbon. Is dangerous for your stomach to absorb?
Yes, yes.
And okay. Hmm. Mm. And now, what about okay? I've been just learning different things, and there's a big thing about having raw vegetables. I know this is more from the Western point of view, where people become vegetarians and they go to that limit of saying, oh, they having raw vegetables or raw vegetable juice as well. Now, there is, of course, two differences there. One is liquid form, the juice, and the other is raw food. Now,
Okay.
what is
Is that
the negative or positive of that?
see, you can have raw vegetables. I personally don't advise that. First thing. Next, if you are eating raw vegetables, not an issue, but eat it as per your Agni. Eat it as per your Agni. Now you told me two options. One is wherein just the raw vegetables are chopped and offered to you. The other thing wherein they are made into juices and offered to you. Now, when you're eating raw vegetables, if your Agni is very good, if your Agni's appetite is very improved or very much good, if it comes under Krishna Agni, eating raw vegetables is acceptable because your Agni is good, it's able to metabolize, it's able to disintegrate. Again, if your Agni is little impaired, taking it in the form of juices is acceptable. Again, if your Agni is furthermore decreased, boil the vegetables and take it, acceptable. But I would always say with vegetables, see, vegetables are good for health. When we say talk about carrot, we say yes, it has carotenoids, it's good for the eyes. When we say potato, it has carbohydrates, it's good for health, etc., etc. Everything has its own benefits, but always Ayurveda stresses upon balanced diet. Balanced diet. Okay, so we know that we should have proteins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. If you're just taking vegetables, where are you getting your fats from? Where are you getting your fats from? Okay, if you are garnishing it with ghee, then yes, you are getting carbohydrates, or yes, you are getting fats. Okay, so instead of just going on to a vegetable diet, I feel it has to be a balanced diet. And I would also stresses upon aharas or foods that are having shadrasas, that are having all the six tastes, that are having all the six tastes. Why? We know these all six rasas have an impact on three doshas. These shadrasas or six tastes have an impact on the vata, pitta, and kapha of the body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, with raw vegetables, it doesn't affect your health because of possible bacteria within the vegetables or anything of that nature?
May not be. See, whenever we are suffering from diarrhea, whenever we are suffering from diarrhea, your doctor advises you to have yogurt or curd or buttermilk. Why? Because that is having
Lac-
the bacteria necessary, lactobacillus, which is necessary to
Lactobacillus.
replenish the flora of the GI. Okay, that is having the capacity to replenish the flora of the GI. If you find some vegetable, it has that capacity to increase the bacterial lactobacillus load in the GI, then you can take that vegetable.
Mm. Like
Now,
our Indian pickles,
if
Indian
we say
pickles, they are probiotic.
Yes,
Indian
even
pickle,
curd is probiotic.
no curd,
Yes.
Yeah,
it
but
can
it's a dairy
it
product.
can be the pickle. See, curd is probiotic acceptable, but not the pickle.
Mm.
There are
Not
certain foods which can be processed to become probiotics. Like you get black carrots over here in North India, wherein you add some crushed sarson, mustard seeds, and you and water, and you ferment it for a few days, so that becomes a good probiotic.
Ah.
acceptable.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
called kanji.
Yes. Yeah, even in Kerala, we have a person from Kerala here, right? Any inputs you want to share regarding the kanni, what you people consume there?
Actually, kanji that is of rice. Actually, normally we take of rice, boiled rice.
Yeah, and
And
ferment.
And do you ferment it or no, sir?
no fermentation.
Okay. Then it does not come under probiotics. Fine.
Mm.
Okay.
Dosas in from South India, dosas that should be fermented.
Yes, dosas are fermented. Dosa batter.
Mhm.
It is fermented.
Hmm. Mhm.
The upachara viruddha. consuming food items which are not supposed to be consumed after specific treatment. So this is basically with respect to treatment, especially with respect to the Panchakarma procedure. Especially with respect to the Panchakarma procedures. Excuse me. Yeah. Like whenever we are doing Snehapana, we know, can anyone name the Panchakarma procedures? Which are those? How many are they and which are they?
Vamana,
Vamana.
which releases the kapha dosha.
Very good.
And then we have Virechana. Virechana is cleansing of the lower GI tract, where we induce loose stools. Nasya, inducing of herbs through the nostrils. Then we have Basti, which is enema, going to the fecal root. And then we have Rakta Mokshana, which is leech.
Rastamachana.
Yeah, very treatment. Yeah, very good. Yeah, thank you, Mala. Yes. So here, when we are doing Vamana and Virechana, just prior the second stage. First stage is wherein we are increasing the appetite. Second stage wherein we are giving the medicated ghee. When we are giving the medicated ghee, like it's a challenge. It's a what you call it as a fat challenge or a lipid challenge to the body or to the liver. 30 ml of ghee is given in the first day, then 60 ml, 90 ml, 100, 200. We go up to 200 ml of ghee per day. So when you are giving Snehapana, when you are giving 30 ml of ghee, we expect the fat to be emulsified within the body. So we ask the patient to drink hot water. We ask the patient to drink hot water. Why? Hot water being light to digest, and it itself has the property of digestion or emulsification of fat. So we ask the patient to drink hot water. If he doesn't drink hot water and drinks cold water, then there will be no emulsification of fat. It will turn into ama, and patient may complain of severe stomach pain or severe vomiting and diarrhea. So if the person, instead of drinking hot water, drinks cold water during Snehapana, then it lands up in Upachara Viruddha. Upachara Viruddha. Okay, clear?
So after any steam bath, no cold water should be consumed. It should be warm water or hot water. Thank you.
Samyoga Viruddha. Samyoga Viruddha. Samyoga is the combination. Samyoga is the combination. See, we said we have to eat ahara which is having shadrasa, but doesn't mean we should not make. Of late we are having milkshake of everything. We are having milkshake of everything. See, we talk about strawberries. Strawberries are basically sour in taste. They're sour in taste. So this sour strawberry should not be mixed with milk, which is sweet. The sour strawberry which should not be mixed with milk, which is sweet. So taking sour strawberries with milk or taking the strawberry milkshake is samyoga Viruddha based is a combination. Viruddha based on combination.
Ma'am, can banana milkshake be made?
No, see, we are not advising our OPD. We are not advising banana milkshake.
So basically, fruit should not be.
Just a minute, I
Also,
have
ma'am,
made.
mango milk.
See, mango milkshake can be taken if your mango fruit is sweet.
And banana also take, no?
A banana is taken. It's not about the taste of banana. Banana is basically sweet in taste. But what happens is that slimy nature of banana is going to block the channels within the body. Hence, it's not advised as a milkshake. Hence, it's not advised as a milkshake.
Thank you.
In our OPD, we are restricting all people from eating banana milkshake. Or we have a practice. We have a practice of eating sliced bananas with milk and sugar. That also we are avoiding.
Okay,
We get many kids, people. being prone.
One thing, breakfast we have taken bread, milk, egg is not good, na? Milk, bread, and also
Banana.
egg, banana, boiled egg.
See,
So all
bread,
together is
bread and milk is okay. Bread, milk and banana is not okay.
and with boiled egg is good, not good, no?
Ah, yes, boiled egg is not good.
Boiled egg on its own, or it's mixed with something?
No, just
Bo-
the boiled egg.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Means boiled egg is not good?
Boiled egg
Or
can be taken. Boiled egg
egg
for
breakfast can be taken, but not milk with it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm really confused here because in Japan they
Now,
eat raw. Sorry. Please continue, Aditi.
now boiled egg with milk is not good. Now, only boiled egg we can take.
Yeah, see, I would say like boiled egg is ushna. Boiled egg is hot in potency, and milk is cold in potency. So taking these two comes under Virya Viruddha.
Okay.
The same combination as fish and milk.
Doctor, in the Scandinavian countries, they have egg, just egg. They immerse it into coffee.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that a combination that works okay? Because of course, coffee being very acidic, and then you have egg inside the coffee, and they drink it that way.
Yeah. So one thing is, as I said, maybe okay. Mm,
Yeah, that's what I
and
was thinking. Like in Japan, they eat raw fish and meat, and that's for ages. Like they have been eating that.
so that's what. See, when you have been eating it since centuries, you've been eating it since decades, then it becomes more. Get accustomed to it, and you don't find any
Hmm.
ailments.
And they eat
Hmm.
a lot of ice cream during winter season.
True.
So,
Hmm.
doctor, like these bodybuilders, they have milk and egg together. So that is
Uh,
also should not be done.
yeah,
That
it's
should not
better
be
if
done.
it's boiled.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Okay.
didn't hear that.
Mala was saying.
Yeah, sorry, we're having a big storm on this side. Yes, I was saying bodybuilders normally they take milk and egg and they mix that together and they have that to build up their protein. So that should not be done as well because it is
Yeah.
some yoga viruda. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, and also if they want to take it, they can take milk separately and banana separately. Give some gap. If they've consumed milk, wait for some time for the milk to digest, then go for egg consumption.
Okay.
Good with the something or giving something. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Eating something which you don't like especially here bitter gourds. Has anyone tasted? I mean, are all of you aware of bitter gourds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So bitter gourd is not liked by all. Okay. So that comes under Rutviruddha. You don't like something and you're forced to eat it or you're eating it, then that is Rutviruddha.
What would you do to the body itself if you don't like something? I mean, there are medications as well that some people will not like to take it as well. So does he have effective, or it's a mental thing? Mental?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a mental thing. That's it.
Okay. So you can make the breakthrough mentally, and then it's okay for your body.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Sampat. Yes.
In
Yeah.
empty stomach, amla rose is amla or aloe vera rose rose means is good. Amla and aloe vera empty stomach.
Mm, yes, you can take amla and aloe vera juice on
Juice,
empty
yeah.
stomach. Yeah, you can take it.
And
Advice.
and after meal, after having food, then amla medicine as a medicine, amla we can take.
Yeah, you
Amla
can.
means amla dust.
Amla what?
Means
Powder.
amlaki,
Amla powder.
powder,
Yeah, it's
amlaki, bhartaki
yeah,
after having food. It's okay, no?
yeah, it is advisable.
Okay.
It's advisable. Sampat Viruddha, we are all facing an issue here. So we are in a hurry to eat the unseasonal fruits, or we are having cravings to eat the unseasonal fruits. Like though we are all crazy for mango. Okay, so eating an unseasonal fruit comes under Sampat Viruddha. Eating an unseasonal food comes under Sampat Viruddha. Example, see, we are having these bananas. We are having bananas. Bananas, if to ripen them faster, they are adding calcium carbide to it and ripening the fruit. They are adding calcium carbide to it and ripening the fruit. Like this, there are many adulterants used to fasten the activity. So that comes under Sampat Viruddha. That means give a particular fruit, vegetable, or grain the required time to mature and yield. Do not hasten it by artificial procedures or by artificial chemicals, because indirectly we are consuming the chemical and also the side effect of that particular chemical. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sampat Viruddha. Vidhi. Vidhi is just a procedure. We came across Ahara Vidhi also in the last slide in the previous session. So we said Ushna Mashniyat, that is eat food which is hot, eat food without talking, without laughing, etc. So here, always food should be consumed when it is fresh, when it is hot, when it is immediately cooked. But as see, because of the circumstances, we are not able to avoid. But at least see that you take the food once it is consumed. Like if it's cooked in the morning, at least eat it by night. Do not carry it forward to the next day. At least that can be done in the current days. So this completes the Viruddha Ahara. The 18 types of Viruddhas are over. Now, questions here. Does Viruddha Ahara affect everyone? Yes, it does affect. But there are certain exceptions. What are those? See, though we may be eating, still we are not able to handle it. How and when? A person who is young in age, a person who is in his youth, okay, even eating with the ahara, you may not be able to see the presentations of Viruddha Ahara because his Agni is good, or his Agni is good. Who performs regular exercises, who does Vyayama, who does good exercises on a daily basis, in him Viruddha Ahara effect cannot be seen. Who is habitual, who is accustomed to eating Viruddha Ahara, yes, again in that person, Viruddha Ahara effects are not seen. Whose digestive power is very good, whose Agni is very good, again, effects may not be seen. Who has consumed Viruddha Ahara in less quantity on a daily basis, again, these effects are not seen. Again, these effects are not seen. Now, it may land up on consumption if your Agni is not good, if you're aged, and if you're not doing Vyayama daily, if you're not exercising on a daily basis, then you may suffer from so and so illness. What are those? May land up in ascites, which is a disease of the GI. You may land up in a disease of the peritoneum, which is covering the gastrointestinal tract. It may have presentations such as of herpes. It may have presentations as anemia, skin disorders, infertility, blisters, bloating, hoarseness of voice, skin disease, irritable bowel syndrome, edema, hyperacidity, or psychological diseases, or it may even take away the life. To conclude, Viruddh Ahara is one of the important concepts as we come across Viruddh Ahara in day-to-day life can lead to many diseases unknowingly. We must adopt the right practices and also train the masses regarding right food to be consumed. Avoiding the cause plays a major role in preventing the disease due to Viruddh Ahara. Thank you. So, I have an example here from the restaurant. All of us are recently, of late, the trending food is the sizzlers. Have we come across sizzlers? Can anybody tell me which different type of sizzlers have you eaten in the restaurants or even cooked at home?
Here, mom, it's chicken dishes, and
Okay.
together with
So,
that, some vegetables are also in the side.
okay, acceptable. A sizzler of the non-veg food is acceptable. Any other sizzlers has anyone tried?
None.
Okay. So I once tried sizzler ice cream and I took that as my statement. Immediately my teacher messaged me, it is Viruddh Ahara, Suprita, don't eat. Ice cream has to be eaten cold and you're heating it from the bottom. Okay. So the restaurants try new things to attract its customers. It is left to the end user to be wise enough in choosing the dishes.
Ma'am,
Okay.
what about dahi bada? Is that Viruddh Ahara?
Dahi vada is, yes, to a great extent.
Because
Dahi,
it's fried. For one, it is fried and then it's put into the curd, even though you do put it through water and squeeze it out.
yeah. See, how it becomes Virudahar is dahi vada, the vada is made up of urad dal, that is heavy to digest.
Yes,
And mixing it
yes.
with curd, that also does the sroto. See, we should have something called as that which clears the channels and which blocks. So dahi is the one which blocks the channels. And urad dal being heavy to digest, it is what you call it is
Guru.
guru. So
Yeah.
the blockages of channels is much more. So this may land up in diseases of skin very much, dahi vada on
Yeah, because it's a
consumption.
very popular dish in North India.
Yeah, and it's also heavy to digest, especially dahi vada at night is not advisable. Or eat dahi vada, give some gap, and then consume any other food because it is heavy to digest.
Okay.
Or dahi vada can be eaten followed by a light meal. Dahi vada can be still eaten when you are having a very good appetite
Okay. Thank
because the
you.
Agni is digested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yes, Doc. I hope you can hear me because we have such a big storm here. I just want to find out in South Africa, normally we have the sunflower oils, that we use to cook our food. Is it better to maybe cook our food using ghee?
See, anytime ghee always has an upper hand to any oil. See, when Acharya was explaining about fats, okay, Acharya Charaka, he says, Sarpi Taila Vasa Majja. So, forgetting the Vasa Majja, Sarpi and Taila. Sarpi is ghee. Ghee always has better properties or has good properties than compared to oil. If you are able to afford ghee, a good quality ghee, yes, you can very well take your food along with ghee. It's acceptable.
Ma'am, but is it okay to heat the ghee a lot, like for doing tadka, chalk? You really have
Yeah,
to heat up the ghee and then add the spices. So is that
see,
okay?
it is acceptable. Like
And with
you say,
paratha
to do
also.
tadka or you want to do tadka or seasoning with ghee, it is acceptable. It is advisable. there you are, if you are overheating the ghee, what happens? You will see fumes coming out from your pan. That is the stage
Yes.
where you are not supposed to heat your ghee. Until your mustard splurts from the pan, I think it is advisable heat. It is advisable heat. Here in South India, post delivery, the puerperal period, almost every food which is offered to them is prepared with ghee. Every food, like the seasoning on all what you want to give, the seasoning or
Hmm.
tadka is ghee itself. Reason being, if they take oil, there are chances they are prone to cold and cough, and it is transmitted to the child. Hence, the food is prepared with ghee, pure ghee, and given.
Mom, how about preparing non-veg items in using ghee or butter?
There it becomes a little challenging, wherein ghee is also heavy to digest, and
Mm.
also butter is heavy to digest, and the non-veg itself is heavy to digest.
Okay.
Doc, can you maybe just explain? I know here in South Africa, everybody says that ghee causes cholesterol. Can you maybe
No,
explain that?
it doesn't.
It doesn't increase cholesterol. There are many studies, like, when I say about Vaman and Virechana, I told you, we give from 30 ml of ghee to 200 ml of ghee. So it is not that the ghee which is going to increase the cholesterol. It is the adulterated ghee with the vanaspati or dalda that is going to increase your cholesterol. It's not simply the ghee. It's a good quality ghee, or if it's simply homemade ghee, I think that should be good. It's not going to increase cholesterol. You will find many articles of the same.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
Ma'am, can honey be heated or it should not be heated?
honey should not be heated.
Yeah, because a lot of Chinese cuisine has honey in it, some of their recipes. So they are busy pouring honey into hot dishes.
Okay, honey should not be heated. As per Ayurveda, honey should not.
But honey can be like while drinking hot water with honey and lemon. Is that okay?
See, many people are drinking hot water with lemon. I personally advise also people not to do it. It's not advisable. Even for people to hot water along with
So,
honey is to reduce fat. People are advising
ma'am,
people are,
ma'am, ma'am, please wait. Please wait. We can't hear you properly now. Okay, okay, please say.
yeah, there are many people who are drinking honey with hot water. They are
Yes.
not understanding. They are using hot water in some conditions where we need to clear the channel in case of blocks, in case of paralysis, in case of paralysis with ischemia. We have
Can't hear you, ma'am. Sorry,
Okay,
this
I'll
is
And
move
your
closer.
important.
audio is not clear.
I love
Yes,
it.
Yeah,
the sound is not.
screeching.
Yeah, scratchy sound is coming.
No sound. No sound.
I guess mom is not online.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably lost connection
Yeah, I
because
think so.
I know my side. I lost some connection as well. I had to re-link myself again,
Okay, okay.
so I lost out on lessons. Yeah.
I think you were there in Mudra lesson also, right?
No, I did the introduction, but I didn't continue with the course,
Okay.
not
Am
the
I
full
audible?
course.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, yes, we can hear you.
Can hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, audible.
I think the Russians are sending too many bombs and things like that around the atmosphere. It's affecting our. We must tell them to stop during our class lessons.
It's a horrible situation.
Yeah, it is a horrible thing. Aggressiveness of
Exactly.
aggression.
After all these 2 years of negativity of Corona and all, and
Yes.
then when it was going to be
Yeah.
all right, then this started to add something more.
That's very, very interesting
Yeah,
input you make,
exactly.
because
Exactly. For
once
2 years, everybody was waiting for, oh my God, for some kind of normalcy in life. And
yes,
then suddenly this one started, and oh, another horrific thing.
yeah, maybe we should have a very strong meditation right across the world. Some chanting, meditation. We need to bring some peace on this earth.
Yes. But even if you start your day with meditation and all, by the time you reach afternoon, it's all gone, all negativity again. Hearing so many things, so many bad things all around.
Yeah, but the surprising thing is you can actually feel it when you don't meditate and when you don't chant. You can
Exactly.
actually feel that
Exactly.
the load is much more bigger, the load.
Exactly.
But this tends to cushion it.
Mm.
Yeah, we can't get away from all these things until we get to a stage in our lives where we get to the height where these things don't affect us, but it's affecting our feelings, and because it's affecting our feelings, it will affect our energies in our body and our mind, and yeah.
Mm. True, true.
But we got the
Hearing,
tools. We as
yes.
Hindus got the best tools in the world, but we're not
Yes,
using it.
exactly.
Hello?
It's like,
Yes, ma'am.
hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm audible. Now am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. What was the question?
That
Sorry.
hot water, lemon and honey.
Yeah. See, we are not advising hot water along with honey, but yes, for a patient, when we had to do the cleansing of channels, that was our aim. We have given around 50 ml of ghee with 250 ml of hot water. We prepared it as a medicine and we gave. She was a patient who was bedridden and on urine bag, etc., and in a state of subconscious state. So just
Okay.
her diet was like through oral tube, through gastric tube. We were pushing this milk along, sorry, honey along with hot water. This was we were giving. We adjusted it for 3 days, and her subconscious state, she came back to normalcy, and she discharged via walking from our hospital. So I
Oh,
think it is
good.
the right usage matters when we are using honey along with the ghee, honey along with hot water. But in general, just honey along with hot water, we are not advising. We are not advising it to patients.
Okay. Hmm. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions?
But only hot water or hot tea, empty
No,
stomach in
it's
the morning. Is it good?
hot. Any hot thing, I think. It should not be cooked, it should not be heated.
No,
Uh,
see, hot water, like a lukewarm water,
Lukewarm water. Yes,
yeah,
not
is
hot.
advisable. Yeah, is advisable. Lukewarm or even little like a tea or coffee hot is
Yeah.
advisable in the morning. And see,
Okay.
many people are taking hot water in the morning or the lukewarm water in the morning. This will increase the gastric motility. In turn, it will help in the proper evacuation of the bowel. We, we studied in Dinacharya. We studied in Dinacharya
Yes.
regarding this thing, uh, consumption of ushapana, consumption of water in the
Usapana.
morning.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah,
in
but
that concept, it will help in increasing the gastric motility.
Okay.
so ma'am, just plain hot water or hot water with honey?
No, that is plain
No.
hot water. I'm addressing plain
Yeah,
hot.
plain hot water.
Yeah,
Yes.
plain hot water. Hot water and lemon can be okay.
Lemon, yes, intention matters. If you are a person with pitta prakriti or you want to evacuate pitta dosha, then taking lemon is acceptable.
Okay.
Does lemon water help with cleansing the liver?
Cleansing the liver. No, no.
Okay.
Doc, what happens if you consume lemon water every single day?
Lemon water every single day. That means on a daily basis, if you're making it as a habit. Maximum, it may try to reduce the pitta dosha in the body. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any questions?
When we say any dosa means anything, something is wrong.
No. See, dosha, the word dosha means that which has the capacity to create something wrong. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay. When we say dosha, it is vata, pitta, or kapha. Any one of these we
Mm.
are addressing.
Yeah. So when we say pitta dosa, somebody has pitta dosa. That means pitta is aggravated in his or her body.
Why not be? See, when I'm talking to you, when I say
Mm.
you belong to pitta, kapha, prakriti,
Mm.
that means pitta and kapha are predominant in your body. It is the natural there. When we say pitta dosha is aggravated, when we say
Mm.
pitta dosha has reduced, that means we are talking about the pathology there. We are talking about the abnormal state.
Okay. So, okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I just wanted to ask a personal question. Is there any medication for pain due to pinched nerve?
Pain due to pinched nerve. Is
Like
it
something
better?
like sciatica or
Yes.
some
See,
periformis pain?
see, piriformis pain. Piriformis pain takes longer time to go, or it is more severe. Okay, yeah. See, for sciatica, we are managing it successfully, but yes, sciatica, you should rule out what has happened. Why is sciatica there? Is it just due to compression, or is it due to a disc bulge, or is it due to a tear or disc prolapse? Okay, so we need to find out what's the cause. Is it due to prolapse or tear? How is it? So based on that, we will be treating it accordingly. Sciatica presentation, yes. See, again, sciatica can be treated, can be cured, can be managed, provided we are able to have know the pathology through MRI. What has happened, whether it's a disc bulge or tear or what has happened. So knowing that, we can do an extensive panchakarma. It needs extensive panchakarma and then managed.
Okay, and in case of periformis pain?
Piriformis pain also. There we are doing the local treatments like Pichu or the local Basti. Piriformis pain is relieved to some extent. Relieved to some extent.
Otherwise, at
For
home, is there any oil that can be used to suppress the pain?
You can use Mahavisha Garbhataila.
I'm sorry,
You
can
can
you please repeat that?
Visha Garbhataila. Maha,
Mahavisha.
uh,
also with sciatica,
Mahavisha
you can
Garbhataila.
use with sciatica. You can practice yoga, like pigeon pose, anything that
Yeah.
to act as attraction. I've done that for myself. I found some ease in that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mahavisha Taila can be heated, soak the cotton into the heated oil and place it over the buttock area or wherever you experiencing the pain. Okay, the
Okay,
temperature of the oil should be as much as you can bear it. You should not burn the skin over there. So the temperature is as much as you can bear. And as the temperature reduces, again dip it in the hot oil. This
okay,
will help to suppress to some extent, but it will not
Does
cure
it,
the pathology. And
doctor,
also,
does that all?
when sciatica is associated with numbness, when sciatica is only associated with pain, we need to rule out. If it's associated with numbness, the treatment changes. If it is just the pain, the treatment changes.
okay. Thank you so much.
Will that oil act as an anti-inflammation?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the basti is also done with this particular oil?
No, it's not used for basti. See, again, when you talk about basti, it is the kati basti, you can use it. Local
Okay,
basti, just on the skin you can use it, but not as a rectal enema. This oil should never be given as a rectal enema. It has many poisonous herbs.
okay.
Hence, it should not be injected by the rectal route. It can be done locally. Locally, you build a bridge and then do
Yeah,
the
build
oil
a bridge.
cooling over.
Yeah,
And do the oil cooling, yes, it is advisable, but not as a rectal enema. Never.
okay.
Ma'am, for Janu Basti, which tail is usable? Can you for
Yeah.
Janu Basti?
See,
Mahanarayana.
Jalopasti for what are you doing matters. If you are doing for degenerative changes, because of age, there is wear and tear in the bones of the knee joint. If you are doing for that, give Kshiravana But if you are doing for degenerative changes associated with pain in the knee joint, you can use Mahanarayan Taila.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And one thing, if Vata Dasha increase body, then what should we have to take?
If Vata dosha is increased in the body, it is generalized. Go for daily body massages as told in the Dinacharya. Sarvanga Abhyanga with Kshirabala Taila can be done. And there are, if you are having appetite, if you feel Agni is normal, may not be high, but if you feel Agni is normal, then you can go for Kshirabala drops, 2 drops with hot milk, with half cup of warm milk, along with sugar optional, you can take it.
Shirabala tel with warm water, I have to take.
With warm milk, you can take.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so shall we end the session here? Or any questions are still welcome?
I think today was quite an interesting lesson.
Ex- yes, it was.
Viruddh Ahara, it's have
Doctor
to
is
keep a
getting
lot of
exciting
things
with
in
each.
mind.
Lot
Doctor
of
is getting
things.
exciting with each lesson. It's getting more and more exciting because now you laid the foundation, and it's very, very interesting. In fact, it's good, excellent knowledge. I wonder if you will touch on anything regarding like the healthy to improve healthy nervous systems and blood circulation. Any of those subject matters will you bring in with whatever we're studying, or is it possible with the spare time we have that you could do that?
See, healthy nervous system and blood circulation. I think post this session, after this session, we may come up with, some treatments for musculoskeletal disorders, especially concentrating on osteoarthritis. Concentrating on
Yes.
osteoarthritis, we may come up with a session wherein we'll be demonstrating Janubasti and Pathapinda Sveda, wherein we'll be demonstrating Janubasti and Pathapinda Sveda, so that you can practically see the virtually, you'll be able to practically see the session.
Okay,
Oh, that
how Sciatica is done,
that's going to be
and
interesting.
how post that we are doing a massage and we are doing Sciatica that we can demonstrate.
okay. And I think if it's possible to also look in the future courses, things like weight loss and so on. These are typical things that I know in
See,
South Africa, we have issues
weight
with.
loss is,
And if they can,
mhm, yeah, okay, fine.
yeah, obesity is in South Africa is increasing dramatically in the last 20 years,
That
which was not.
That's the
It's all,
problem all over the
I
world
guess yes, yes, exactly. That's the
because
problem
of
all over
Viruddh
the world.
Ahara. Because of
well,
Viruddh
Yeah,
Ahara
perfect,
again.
perfect. See, I feel
well,
happy that I am a assistant. I was an assistant professor at a medical college. When I impart classes to them, I would not feel very happy. The reason being, I would never have questions asked. There was no reciprocation from them in any form. But when I started taking classes at IFYP, like yes, I have NWE students. I feel very happy taking classes for them because they ask questions and they are practically applying what I say. You ask practically oriented questions, whereas I see my students, they're all dumbstruck at the end of the session. I should really appreciate the students here at IFYP because though you people have no knowledge about Ayurveda, still you're able to comprehend what I'm telling. It's not that I'm teaching something in the Latin and French. You are able to understand, though it is Sanskrit words and Ayurveda may not be known to you people. You are able to accept what I'm saying. I really feel happy here in this platform. Like I have students who reciprocate, who understand, who imbibe. That's good. I think it is with age and maturity that we are able to understand.
Yes, I think it
Exactly, ma'am.
happens that
Exactly.
way.
Yeah,
I
because
think I
sitting in a
have to.
medical
uh,
school, I really feel what am I doing? I feel I'm torturing my students.
No,
Maybe
this
they're
is like
too
when we are
young.
talking to our kids, they also look
Yeah,
just dumbfounded. They don't
yeah,
know what we are talking.
yeah.
doctor, it's all facilitators' nightmares when you have that situation when people don't ask question or they looking like they're not concentrating, or your subject matter is you should be actually given to someone else totally. You are in the wrong
Mm.
class. It's a nightmare for all facilitators. I know what it is like. But we
Thank
are
you.
very I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with what we are learning now. It's opening new avenues in my brain, and it's stimulating my mind to a large extent. There's been lots of things that I've been researching in the last many years ago, and this is like a cream on the top that's coming in now. Thank you so much for your elaborate knowledge, and thank you so much
Exactly.
for that.
Exactly. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pleasure is mine.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
No
Yeah,
more,
when we
no more marination now.
ma'am,
yeah,
ma'am,
yeah.
one thing, raw onion increase water does raw onion.
One second. Let me mute all participants. Just a second. Okay, yeah. There's no
Raw
disturbance now.
onion taking is increase bata dasha.
No.
Which one? Which one?
Raw
Raw
onion
I
onion.
think raw
is increase
onion
bata
will
dasha.
increase Vata dosha.
Huh?
See,
Kapha.
raw onion,
Mm.
no, onion, yeah, may not increase Vata dosha as such direct proportionally. It will increase the Kapha dosha in the body. It will decrease the Kapha dosha in the body. It is basically considered under Rajasika. When we talk about Ahara with respect to the Manasika gunas, they are basically garlic and onion. They come under Rajasika and Tamasika foods. That's how you see the Jain foods. They are not having onion and garlic. Whenever we are
Hmm.
into some rituals, into some strict rituals, they are not advising onion and garlic. The reason being they trigger the Rajasika and Tamasika doshas. So they don't allow you to remain pious, or they don't allow you to stay in the state of sattva avastha. That's how they are, contraindicated in many of the strict rituals.
So it reduces the kapha, raw
Yeah, it
onions.
reduces. Yeah. Because it is Tichna. You see,
Oh,
our eyes start watering. It is clearing the channels of the eye.
Raw onion
Hence, we are
is
watering.
good, ma'am. Is good for kapha
yes.
dasha.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but
Yes. Raw onion is good.
But it's my feeling. Whenever I have taken raw onion, I'm feeling gas. matlab, digestive problem I have feeling.
Okay, so you are eating raw onion. You just add a pinch of salt to it and lime juice and eat it, and then you tell me the feedback.
Oh, pinch of salt, raw
Yeah,
salt.
Salt and lime,
Yeah,
lemon juice.
rock salt along with sweet lime. Sorry, along with lemon juice. You add
Mm.
it along with that. Eat and then let me know the feedback.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Any drinks you suggest, madam, in case of tea and coffee, can be substituted any Ayurvedic drink for the morning and evening?
No, see, instead of going simply like that, with our session, we have analyzed our Prakriti. Okay. And see,
Okay.
you're asking it on a personal note. So just instead of simply taking something which is available in the market, we will take according to our Prakriti and our age, and also our, what you call, this thing, any comorbidities if we are suffering from. Okay. Assuming you're a person who, with so and so Prakriti based, see if you can tell me what was your Prakriti analyzed, then I'll be able to give you better input. What was the Prakriti?
Ma'am, like my Prakriti is Pitta Vata.
See, your Prakriti is Pitta and Vata. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
any
so
disease that you're suffering from? What is your age and what is the disease you are suffering from?
yeah,
If at all you have.
I'm 53 and I'm hypothyroid.
Okay, you're 53 and you're hypothyroid. Okay. You're 53. How is your build?
Sorry?
How is your body
I'm
build?
medium.
Medium body frame. Medium body frame, being hypothyroid since how many years?
About 23 years.
Yeah, so since 23 years you're suffering from hypothyroidism. Okay. So then there is something called as asana. Asana is a stem
Sorry?
bark. Asana.
Asana.
Asana is one
Yoga
Ayurvedic
positions.
name. No. That is
No. It's a
asana. Okay, asana. I'm unable to remember the botanical name. Okay, but asana is one herb. Sorry, it's a tree. Okay, stem bark of that tree. Stem bark of that tree. It's available with
yeah.
the Ayurvedic vendors. So that asana can be boiled. Asana can be boiled in water, and that water can be consumed. That water can be consumed
Okay. As instead of
instead
tea.
of
What
like,
about
yeah.
what about hibiscus and lemongrass tea?
Mm, see, yes, you can take hibiscus tea and lemongrass tea. Yes, it's not going to cause harm, but yes, it's not going to, like what
Help
I would say
in
is,
any way.
yeah, it is just for taste. Like how we are taking tea and coffee for taste. This is also for some taste or for addiction, just like that. What I'm saying is, you people
Okay.
attending classes and having good knowledge and being enthusiasts. So I think you could better shift it in this way, where it's good for your health and your habit also is being continued.
Yeah. And what about Ashok
Yeah,
tree
Ashoka,
bark?
yes. Yeah, Ashoka is good. If at all you're having some due to hypothyroid, there are many times we are suffering from diseases of the uterus. If at all you are having
Yeah.
scanty menstruation or increased menstruation, then that time Ashoka stem bark decoction was very good. It is the best drug of choice over there for everyone who
And
is suffering from uterine disorders with respect to heavy bleeding or scanty menstruation or irregular menstruation. Ashoka is good. Good.
but can men also have it? Is it good for the heart?
Ashoka, no. Ashoka is not good for
No.
heart. It's basically the uterine tonic.
Okay.
Green tea, it's very much a claim to reduce weight, and also it contains a lot of antioxidants, so it's good for your body against free radicals. How's that? Is it
Yeah.
really a name to be remembered, or it's a false
No, I
declaration?
think it is trending, I could say. It is
But
helpful, not to a greater extent. Not
but
to a greater extent. Yes, it is having an action.
in my
Not to a
experience,
great.
green tea gives me acidity actually. It doesn't suit me at all. If I take
Okay,
green tea,
okay.
I get
See,
acidity.
no. See again. See, it is his experience. Again, we
Yeah.
have to understand that each individual is different. That's it.
Okay.
That is perfect. You might have faced it. Again, we need to understand each individual is different. Yeah, but personally, like one of my friends worked on diabetes mellitus, advising green tea, postprandial and preprandial everything, but not much results. Results were not much promising.
So, ma'am, this asana herb, how much should I put for 1 cup of water?
If you are getting it in the form of chips, if you're getting it in the form of flakes or chips, then what you can
Yes,
do is you can bake 12 grams. 12 grams,
12.
you add it to 12 grams, you add it to the water. You can add it to 100 ml of water and then boil the water and reduce it to 50 ml and drink this 50 ml once per day.
Okay. And can I add any sweetener to it
Yeah, you can add
or
of
not?
your choice. It's
Okay.
okay if you can. It's okay you can add it.
Otherwise, it's not kasaya, or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
For Indian conditions, oats meal, how it is advisable for early morning?
For which conditions?
Indian conditions,
Indian.
oats meal is advisable.
No, no. I don't advise.
Ma'am,
See,
and
and
what
also
about Shri Dhanya millets?
we see millets are being trending.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking now. We are seeing millet is being trending these days. See, I recently had a doctor as my patient who herself is a gynecologist and she's carrying. She is eating millets on a daily basis, but her condition is different. Why is she? See, always you should see whenever you talk about something which is good or bad, always analyze the condition in what that particular person is. See, see, millets are basically heavy to digest, and we in South India in the local language we call them as poor man's food. We call them as poor man's food. Why? Because millets are grown in dry arid regions and they are heavy to digest. So even eating a little millets, your stomach is full. The poor person cannot afford for much food, so eating less he has to have satiety. Now the same gynecologist who is pregnant is eating millets. Why is she eating is her baby is more for the weight. See, for 6 months, what should be the weight of the baby? It is much more. Now, if she eats the regular nutritious diet, the baby's weight will further increase and it will cause complications. Or she may end up in diabetes. So, there she is eating millet. So, it is advisable there. So, what I mean to say here is understand the condition in which what you have to imply. Now, again, that same millets, we don't advise to a normal pregnant woman. Why? If we are giving millets, that's not going to nourish the body. But if a person is overnourished, you are giving millets, then it is acceptable.
Okay. Like, can I
That
give
same
my
millets.
example? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to be gluten intolerant. So every time I eat wheat
Mm-hmm.
and wheat products, I'm kind of constipated. But ever since I've started having millets, I'm good.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's
So,
why I have shifted. Not so every time I have something with wheat in it, I do have a lot of problem. I have a lot of bloating and gastric troubles. So
Sinus?
then sinus maybe not due to that, maybe because of the weather in Delhi just now and the pollution.
I have
But
one
gluten
question.
gives
Millet
me a
is
lot of
ragi? Sorry. Is
there,
millet
ragi
there are
is millet.
ragi?
many
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, ragi
something
is.
called Shri Dhanya millets. There are 5 types of them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, perfect.
In fact, there are quite a few of them in India.
Okay. I didn't know. I know
Jowar,
only ragi.
Yes, yes.
Jowar, Bajra, Ragi with all mixed, I
Okay.
There's
think.
Jwar, Bajra, Ragi, there's Kodo, Proso, Little Millet, Barnyard Millet. So there are quite a
Hmm.
few of them.
How do you
Okay.
know which one to buy? What's the purpose of each one being such different variety?
Because all these are grown in different regions of India.
Hmm.
So is couscous
So it's
also
as
comes
per
under
the,
millet?
it's not local to India, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Ma'am, I have. I can ask personal
Mm-hmm.
question, ma'am. I am 42 years, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
am
can.
suffering. I am suffering arthritis last 2 years, both knee. It's too much pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my dosha is Vat and Kapha.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yes,
Prakriti Swatan Kapha. Yes.
Kapha.
So better do
I'm
one
little
thing.
bit
Where are you
fatty.
residing?
Hmm?
Where are you
Sorry.
residing? Where are you
Uh,
residing?
Kolkata, East Zone
Kolkata.
in India.
Okay. So what you can do is you can visit a nearby Panchakarma center and go for Janu Basti as a treatment. Along with that, they will give Matra Basti also. Along with that, they
Sorry,
will give Matra Basti.
हेलो
Matra
अच्छा
Basti.
सॉफ्ट कॉपी आप एक्सेल कॉपी आपके पास नहीं है ना
See, that's a treatment. Janu Basti and
एक्सेल
Matra
कॉपी
Basti are
मिल नहीं रहा
treatments.
एक्चुअली
You can get the treatment.
And
आपने कुछ करेक्शन
That
तो
will
नहीं
be
किया ना
for
कुछ
heavy,
when you are feeding
that
in
will
any food
कोई चेंजेस
one
तो नहीं
second.
किया
missing
because
Just just a minute.
ओके
and voice is
ओके
not coming.
क्योंकि मेरा ये फिगर डाटा मिल नहीं रहा ओके लेट मी चेक
Please unmute me on, please. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Aditi, I think mom is not online.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi,
okay.
Aditi. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I have lot of pain. Every time I got pain every time.
Okay. So
Not
what's your age? Sorry.
42 and last 2 years.
Okay, 42, right? So it's a very young
Mhm.
age. See, if it's of clear osteoarthritis, better when you visit any of the Panchakarma centers in Lucknow, if I remember your name, the place where you reside correctly. Visit any of the places there, and
Kolkata
then go
is
for,
is
yeah,
June.
Kolkata. Yeah, in Kolkata, visit any of the Panchakarma centers. Ask them for a treatment, or else you can ask them for Janu Basti and Matra Basti. These are two treatments which they'll advise. I think with that you will have very good recovery. But it's not that you are just doing it once, one course, and then you're stopping it. You need to have repeated course. You need to have repeated. How is your body built? Is it medium or heavy build?
Little bit heavy.
Uh,
My height is 5'3", but my weight
mm.
is 69.
69 is okay. 69 is okay. You try to reduce your weight little by some form of exercises. May not be walking because with the osteoarthritis of knee, your mobility will be restricted. But do some exercises, and yes, if you feel your nourishment is really good, then shift on to millets. Okay, shift on
And
to millets.
vitamin D is vitamin D is also 3.
Okay. See, for vitamin D, you can take vitamin D3 supplements. Okay.
Mm.
You can that like once in a week or once in days, you can do that course. Take vitamin D course supplements. Along with that, the treatments that you require are Matra Basti and Janu Basti, and also extensive that regular Basti what we read during the five Panchakarmas. I think that if you do, you will be able to get some improvement, because I have been managing my mother for osteoarthritis since last 10 years. If I was not doing, I am simply doing Janubasti and Matrabasti for her. Initially, I used to do it every 3 months once, 6 months once, and now it is yearly once. And of late, it has been 2 years once treatment. And yes, since 10 years, so imagine now my mother is 65. So I started her treatment since when she was 55. So what I'm saying, repeated. And once you are symptom free, gradually we can taper the treatment. But surely go and get Janubasti and Matrabasti done. It will improve to a greater extent. Further, you will need one Tiktak Shirabasti. That also will give you tremendous improvements. Definite.
Last one, which name, please? Khira
Tiktak Shirabasti. Tiktak Shirabastis.
Okay. I mean, any food or meal I have to take.
You can do one thing. You can take milk along with ghee. Do not worry about getting fat. Milk along with the ghee will help to a great extent. Or else, as of now, do one thing. Take milk, half cup warm milk. To that add, write down these medicines. Guggulu tiktaka grita. To that add 1 spoon of guggulu. Write down guggulu tiktaka grita.
Gru tiktaka
Grita.
grita.
Yeah, this is a ghee-based medicine. Take half cup of warm milk. To that add 1 spoon of guggulu tiktaka grita and the sufficient quantity of sugar. Mix it well. See how you understand that this combination is good is once you add ghee to it, your temperature of the milk should be such that the ghee becomes totally liquid. Though you have taken the solid ghee from the medicine box, when you add it to the hot milk, the ghee should liquefy. And also add sugar, mix it and drink it in the morning. Okay. After 45 minutes, you can have your breakfast, tea, coffee, or anything.
So I have
After
to
45,
take empty stomach. I have to take it.
yes, take it on empty stomach
That's warm,
and drink
warm,
this.
warm milk or normal.
That's what I'm saying. Your milk should be so hot that it is
Okay.
able to liquefy the ghee what you have added.
Okay.
Your milk should be such.
Okay. Gugru.
Gugulu,
Mm.
Gulu, Gulu, Tikta, Ghrta, Grita. Gugulu Tikta Grita along with half cup of warm milk in the morning, followed by 45 minutes of empty stomach. Then you can have your breakfast or anything. Okay. And meanwhile, if your pain is very severe, visit a Panchakarma center and get treatment for your knee joint with the Janu Basti and Matra Basti. You'll be able to find some percent of improvement definitely.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, so much. Thank you so much.
Doctor, plant butter. How's
Plant
that
butter.
compared to? Yeah, how's it compares to ordinary dairy butter and to ghee? Because it says it contains coconut, which is only 6.5%, and avocado 1%, olive fruit 1%, and of course canola seeds, and the rest of it's made up of vegetable oils, which is 75%.
See, Reji, we are not. I am hearing plant butter for the first time, so I will not to comment much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. These are all sometimes for commercial purposes and consumer people get carried away. These industries that created for these things. So I just want to check. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we wind up the session here?
Yes. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Welcome. Yeah, it was my pleasure being here. Thank you, one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, doctor.